Good morning, rock and metal fans. Welcome to Iridium Rock and Metal Reviews. So I'm off today, so we're going to do a few reactions and maybe some reviews of songs. So today I'm going to carry on with the Iron Maiden deep cut reviews. So we're up to Power Slave. I might go back as well and do some others off of the earlier albums. Like I said in my last Iron Maiden deep cut review video, there's no rules to it, so it doesn't matter how many I do off each album or anything like that. So I probably will go back, but I'm going to carry on as we did Peace of Mind last time. I'm going to do Power Slave today. So Power Slave is my favourite Iron Maiden album. Very close to Peace of Mind. You know what I mean? They will, now and again, Peace of Mind will be my favourite. But Power Slave has been my favourite for a while now. I think it holds the most memories for me when I was a kid. So I was 14 when it came out. And I just love everything about it. I love it from beginning to the end. Some people say there's some tracks on it that are not so good. You know, there's always going to be tracks that are not so good, but I think, you know, even those tracks, it's Maiden, isn't it? They are still brilliant, you know, even on the not so good tracks. Back in the Village is probably the one that's thought of as the weakest track on the album. I'll probably agree with that. But it's that weakest track on the album will be a lot of bands' best song. So that's the quality of Iron Maiden. Just a quick one before a little story I've got. I won't take too long before we get to the track, but they obviously did their World Slavery Tour, which lasted, I think it was over a year, maybe more. And when they came off the back of that World Slavery Tour, the local pub that me and my band used to play in, which was in Gravesend, called the Red Lion, they announced a band called the Sherman Tankers were going to come and do a little gig one night. And the rumours flew around that the Sherman Tankers were a part of Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden, not all the band, but some of the people out of Iron Maiden were in this band, the Sherman Tankers. Well, this pub, which is a great pub, but, you know, Iron Maiden come into just come off the back of the World Slavery Tour. Come into a little pub that held, I think the hall in the pub probably would hold no more than maybe 400 people. It would be packed, absolutely packed with 400, maybe less. And on the off chance, I got a ticket, turned up to the Sherman Tankers, not expecting really Iron Maiden to turn up. In walks every member of the band apart from Bruce Dickinson, and my face, well, my mouth dropped to the floor. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. And it was Adrian Smith playing guitar and singing, and Nico McBrain on the drums, and Dave Murray and Steve Harris stood there with us watching watching the band. I can't remember the other people in the band, but you know, I suppose why would you when you've got Adrian Smith and Nico McBrain with Steve Harris and Dave Murray watching. The only one that weren't there was Bruce Dickinson, which was obviously he's a hero of mine. So it was a shame, but I mean, I just could not believe what I was seeing. And they played for an hour and a half. And right in the middle of the set, Steve Harris and Dave Murray got up and they played Lost for Words. I was just like... And I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. Honestly, it was the most amazing thing I'd ever seen in my life. You know, it was just, after watching the Live After Death video every day of my life, basically, and then seeing it, it was unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. But I'm not doing Lost for Words. The track I've chosen off of Power Slave, the deep cut, is the Duellists, one of my favourite tracks of Iron Maiden. Now, Power Slave is such a great album to me. I think it's the most intricate, the most technically proficient album Iron Maiden have done to this day. The guitar work is just second to none. It is the best album because of that for me. It's got some of my favourite tracks. It's got Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, which is my favourite track of Iron Maiden of all time. I'm not going to do that one. It's not really a deep cut either. So. But the Duellists is the one I've chosen. And one of the things I love about this song, and it's a bit like, comparing it a bit like to Where Eagles Dare, in a way that Bruce comes in at the beginning for a couple of minutes only. There's a huge guitar section that lasts, you know, more than a third of the song, and then the last part, obviously it comes in with Bruce again, and this happens on this, and the guitar part in this is my favourite part of this, even though everything's brilliant, you know. But the Adrian Smith and Dave Murray trade-off in this is second to none. Absolutely love the Duellists. It's definitely a deep cut. I don't think they've ever played it live, but someone will probably correct me in the comments. That's fine. So the Duellists, I will stop this once. I don't know whether to stop it before the guitar solo or after. Probably before, because I want to hear the guitar solo in its entirety. Guitar solos, and they are long, but just, you know, I can't wait to hear this actually, because yet again it's one of them ones that's come on in my car and I've ignored it over the last few months or a couple of months, knowing I'm gonna, or last month or so, since I knew I was doing the deep cut Iron Maiden stuff. I've ignored it and not played it on purpose so it's a bit more fresher for me, if you like. So here we go. Can't wait. Love Iron Maiden, love the Power Slave album, like I said, probably my favourite album of theirs. And here we go, the Duellists. Steve Harris's bass just cuts through this. You can really hear it at the bottom end of it. Let's stop it there because the guitar solo is going to just come in there. You know what? The chorus is so simple. One of the most simple songs I've ever heard from Maiden. The whoa, you know, I mean, it's just such a simple chorus. But everyone's so outstanding on this, and I think this is the album where Nico McBrain's drums as well. They sounded perfect. They never captured that again. I don't think, after this album. It never captured that drum sound where they're so clear. And it's such a massive part of Maiden. And the drums always have been. But I think the production on this one, and the drum sound, is absolutely amazing. I know I keep saying it, but I wish they go back to this more simple production where you can hear every instrument so clear. Bruce Dickinson's voice is just, you know, he's at the top of his game here, wasn't he? Absolutely love it. It soars like no other singer at the time, you know. Absolutely brilliant. And this is the part, really, the reason why I'm doing the Duellists is this next bit, because of this guitar solo, which lasts probably about 2 or 3 minutes, and then it'll go back into the song at the end. But absolutely love this part of it. Absolutely brilliant. Here we go then. This is the, I'm going to just play the rest of the song now. Steve Harris's bass cutting through there as well on this. Obviously twin guitar lead, guitar that is. So intricate, more intricate than any other album. It's where you hear Nico McBrain's drums as well. Sounds so clear. In and out of the twin lead, and back in. Love it. So much melody in this guitar solo. And there you hear the difference in the tone of the guitar as the other guitarist comes in. Superb. Probably my favourite part coming up now. No one does twin lead like Maiden, honestly. And then we're back in. Love it. They break all the rules, don't they, Maiden? Do you know what I mean? I mean, apart from the obviously rule-breaking 13-minute song that they did, which was unheard of at the time. And like I said before, with Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, Other bands do 13-minute songs now, even longer. But they, you know, back then in 1984, it was like a metal band doing that was just a bit strange. You know, I remember when the album came out, and it was like there was 3 songs on like the last on the second side. It was Back in the Village, I think. It could have been Power Slave. Yeah, Back in the Village, Power Slave, then Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. I think that was the 3 songs on the second side because that's all you could fit. And it was like the most amazing thing ever, and strange, really weird. But like I said, they break rules in that song. You know, that's because Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner's on that album. You don't think of that as the rule-breaking song, but it is. You know, you've got a minute and a half or 2 minutes of the band, then literally 3 minutes of instrumental, which is amazing, and then back into the last little bit. And they've never been radio friendly. They've never gone after that hit, have they, really? They've got them, but they're never a radio friendly band. They've done what they wanted to do, and that just proves it there. Absolutely brilliant song. One of my favourites from Maiden. Right, thank you very much for listening, and I've loved carrying on with the Maiden deep cut reviews. We'll obviously carry it on with Somewhere in Times next. So anyone want to give me any suggestions? I'm not really sure about this one, to tell you the truth. I really am a bit stuck on this. Remember, it's got to be a deep cut review. It might have been played live once or twice, but it's not. It can't be a single or something that they play now or anything like that. It's got to be a deep cut. So please let me know what you think I should go for, and I might actually take that suggestion and have a good think, because like I said, I really don't know at the moment. So thanks for listening, and please press the red button right hand corner if you want to subscribe.